Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome to today's webinar with Textlocal. Today we'll be looking at mobile surveys and data capture forms. My name is Matt. I appreciate on the invite you will have had this through from Andy, but he's just a little tied up, so I'll be running today's webinar. A little bit of background first of all about Textlocal. We're coming up to our 10th year in business now, currently pushing out between 30 to 35 million messages every month. We're working with over 100,000 business clients, multinational businesses through to your SMEs and right down to your individuals as well, and everything in between. Little sort of housekeeping and an update on the system first of all, for people who may have joined us recently. We're only signed up with us of late. We don't sell any data. As a business, we strongly recommend sending to opted-in data, so sending relevant content to people who are interested and have chosen to receive it. As such, we don't sell any data, and we also don't recommend buying any data to send messages to. Reason being, it's expensive, it's often irrelevant, and to be honest, it will generally yield similar results to an email or a direct mail campaign. By sending to opted-in data, average response rates can be about 28 to 32%, and we have seen well-crafted campaigns yield a response of up to 40%. It's an online platform, so you log in via our website. There's no software to download. It's a completely prepaid platform, so there's no contracts or ongoing fees or costs. So we'll have a quick look at the platform now. I'm just going to cover off a basic insofar as uploading your data to the platform if you already have it, a little bit of background as to how you can collect data if it's something that you're currently lacking, and then going on from there we'll drill down into a bit more detail on surveys and forms. So managing your contacts first of all, like I said, we don't recommend buying data, we recommend collecting your own. If you already have this in a CRM system on paper, written down, or recorded anywhere, you can easily upload it into the platform. There's a few different ways that you can do this. To do so, we're going to go click Contacts, we're going to click Create Group. For the purposes of today, we're just going to call this one Test. You can create as many different groups as you wish. You can edit, merge and split your groups at any time. You can also export them out into CSV, into Excel, apply filters, and kind of strip your data down for further analysis from there. So we've created a contact group now. We're going to look at the 5 ways in which you can bring your data into the platform. There's 3 ways you can do it within our online interface, and there's 2 ways outside of that as well. So just hit the Add, Paste and Upload function, and you can see here now we've got 3 options in the platform to upload data. So adding single numbers in manually, you can drop in a number, a first name, a last name, and up to 3 custom fields. It'll allow you to personalize your messages as they go out. Best example I can give you of how that would work would be a car insurance company, for example, sending out a message that on screen here would read something along the lines of, Hi first name, your car registration custom 1, due for renewal on custom 2, renewal price is custom 3. When that message was sent out on a bulk basis, it will refer back to the data you've uploaded, pull through the person's name, registration plate, date of renewal, and price as well. Obviously, if you had a huge amount of data, that could be fairly time consuming, and to give you a paste list option as well. This option only works for numbers, so if you're looking at personalizing your data, you need to use one of the other methods. But if you're literally just pushing out a message to your numbers, you can drop in a huge list of numbers into here and click Add Numbers. Third and final option in the platform, you click the Upload button. You can upload CSV files of up to 10 meg, Excel files of up to 400 KB. Just simply hit Upload a file, locate the file on your computer, and pull the information across into the platform. All you'll need to do from that point on is just make sure that your column headers are assigned correctly. So for example, if column A was your mobile number, B was your first name, C was your last name, D custom 1, E custom 2, and so on, when the data is pulled across into the platform, just make sure that it matches up with your spreadsheet so that it can reference back to the data correctly. Outside of the platform, there's 2 other ways that you can pull your information across. You've got a free app as well. So obviously the Apple App Store on Apple or the Google Play Store for Android. Search Textlocal, and it's a free app, and then you go into your contact manager. You can import all of your contacts from your phone directly into the app, which will then come across into your online messenger platform. The final option is just through the use of our API. We're able to integrate our system with around 90% of existing CRM softwares out and about in the market. You'd probably require a little technical knowledge or a developer to do some work for you, but it's a relatively seamless process to integrate our system with yours to enable more of an automated process for firing out your texts. Okay, so just going to have a quick talk now around if you haven't got any data. We have a lot of businesses coming to us asking for data, where they can acquire data from. The way that we recommend building up a list of data is through the use of a keyword on a shortcode. So this is effectively asking people to text in a word that is referable to the product or the service that you're offering into a short number that's easy to remember than your traditional 11-digit number. We've got one of these set up on the account at the moment, which will hopefully foster a bit of interactivity in the webinar. So if I could ask all of you to grab your phones and open up a new message. The message is being sent to 60777, which is one of our shortcodes. And the message needs to start with the word webinar, W-E-B-I-N-A-R. That's webinar to 60777. Just give you a second to send that through. Now, we recommend using a keyword and a shortcode to grow a list of opted-in data, people that want to hear from your business. You can get people to text in through a variety of mechanisms. So offering some kind of incentive for them to text in. It could be a competition, it could be an offer. On a more operational side, it could be for more information about the products or services that you offer. People text in. Best practice generally is for them to receive an automatic text back, which some of you should be receiving now. In that text that comes back, they get a branded experience. The text comes through from a Word, and within there, using some of our richer functionality, you may have attachments, links back to web content, whether it be a mobile page you've created in our platform, or your full website, or a certain part of the URL within the site as well. So we're going to have a look at our surveying tool now. We've covered off the basics of the platform. So to look at that, we're just going to go to Surveys and create a new survey. When you come into Surveys for the first time, when you're logged into your own accounts, you will have a video guide that will pop up on screen. Feel free to refer back to that. It will drill down a little more detail than we're going to cover off today. So feel free to look at that resource, and you can view it anytime on textlocal.com. So to create a new survey, what we're effectively going to do is give the survey a title first of all. So we're just going to call this one Webinar Test. You can also give a description to the survey as well. You can select a start and end date and time for the survey, enabling you to capture responses over a set time period. You can also allow customers to submit multiple answers to the survey as well, depending on the results that you're looking to achieve. So you can turn that option off and on. Once we've created the survey, we're just going to hit Save Survey Settings. And now this is the main survey screen that we'll come to. So you've got your options across the top of reverting back to your settings, saving and going back to your other surveys, pushing out your survey to customers, or reordering pages within the survey. A little bit lower down, you've got your survey page. It defaults to a 3-page survey. You've got your front page, the function to add a page in, and then your last page as well with your submit button at the bottom of the page. Lower down the page, you can start to see how you build up a page within a survey. To be perfectly honest, surveys fairly scratches the surface of what this tool can actually do. It enables you to capture data from people on their mobiles. It can also be used for booking and application forms as well. So anything where you need to acquire data from people, or people would need to supply data to enable a process that you currently want to be a little bit easier. So we'll have a look at some of the functionality that you can add into the surveys now to capture that data from people. So to have a look at that, we're going to click Add Item to Page. You can see on screen now some of the display items and also the data capture items that you can include within your survey. You can have as many questions on one page as you wish. So from the display items perspective, you've got a couple of different title sizes, text sizes, and the ability to add in placeholder images as well. So this could be a business logo, or it could be an image that's relevant to the data that you're trying to capture or the feedback that you're trying to acquire. Lower down the page, you've got your data capture methods as well. So a wide range of methods of capturing data. You've got long text boxes, short text boxes, maybe capturing people's names. Long text boxes be used for more of opinions. Then you've got your drop-down choices, your single choice drop-downs, multiple choice lists, checkboxes and radio buttons. You've got star ratings as well, date and time pickers, so potentially for when is a good time for us to give you a call back from a sales team perspective, for example, or a good time for an appointment for a fitting at home. You can even acquire the device location as well. This will ask the end user's handset for permission to retrieve the location of the device, but potentially a useful tool, for example, for a taxi firm insofar as identifying the footfall of their clients. You've also got hidden data fields on there as well. So we can have a look at building up a survey page now. So you can see when you start to create the survey, you're given the page on screen where you can start to fill in the details, and at the top you've got your preview page button, which will make it a little easier to see exactly what your customers are going to see when the survey is pushed through. So we just hit preview page, and we can see on screen how it's going to look when it's displayed on the phone versus when we're creating the survey. To amend and edit your survey, literally start to build up the survey now, we're going to hit edit at the top and give the survey a title. Hit save, and then we go back to the preview. You can see now it's starting to build up the information that we're inputting. Just going to hit edit again. You can start to build up the pages now. The first page would generally be obviously a logo at the top, the survey title, a little bit of information around what the survey is looking to achieve, what information it's looking to collate, and then the start survey button at the bottom. Rather than run you through the creation of a complete survey now, we've actually created a demo survey. It doesn't particularly capture any data from you, but it just enables you to see all the functionality that we've got on offer within the survey tool, and perhaps give you some inspiration as to where you could use that in your own surveys. So what I'm going to do is go back onto our send screen now, and I'm actually going to push this survey out to the people who've texted in to our keyword webinar. So I'm just going to go to surveys and live surveys. This is the demo survey that we've got created at the moment. So I'm going to hit the send survey button. You can see now it's dropped in our link. It's also got a tracker on there as well, so we're able to identify not only the date and time that people filled in the survey, but also the type of handset they were on when they filled in the survey. This then enables you to look at one, potential app development further down the line, but also whether you could then start to target your campaigns towards the type of handsets that are receiving it and making the content a lot more relevant to the people's handsets that are receiving the data from you. So what we're going to do now is just select our webinar group, and this will be the attendees for today's webinar. I'm just going to push this survey out to you now. There we go. So that'll be with you over the next sort of 3 to 5 seconds. Feel free to have a browse through the survey. Take on board some of the functionality that you've got in there, the different metrics that you've got to acquire data from people. Just to cover off the sort of pricing side of the survey tool, generally speaking, you'll use 2 credits to push out a survey. You can create as many surveys as you wish. We'll host all the data for you. 2 credits will be used to push out a survey. If you're going to be doing a larger number of surveys, or perhaps over a more extended period of time, you can pay a contract charge of £25 for the month, and then you'll use 1 credit to push out each survey. That's more or less the only sort of pricing difference in terms of how your credits are used. But like I say, you've got the monthly option where you can then use 1 credit to push out your survey. Just going to touch briefly now on the survey results. We give you full reporting within the platform insofar as your delivery reports when messages were delivered to the handset. If you're including any interactivity in there, such as a trackable link or a link back to a survey, we can then tell you what sort of handset people were on and when they accessed and if they accessed and read that information and took it on board. Within the surveying tool, we've got slightly more in-depth analytics on the reporting side of things, so we'll have a quick look into that for you now. So if we go back to surveys and live surveys, And then on the demo survey that we just sent out, we're going to hit Go to Statistics. You can see here now we've got all the responses up on page. You'd have your questions that are asked of your customers on this left-hand side. It gives you the most popular response, whether it was required or not. And all this information you can export into Excel as well, enabling you to do further analysis on your results or maybe compare it against previous results that you've collected. Within the responses, you can click down and drill down into each response in a little more detail. So for example, when we were looking at the multiple choice drop-down, it gives you a little kind of infographic of your results. So as you've probably seen as you've clicked through the survey, the question was asking where they'd heard about Textlocal's products or services, and you can see there now the responses that we get as people come in. Again, whether this information has been collected over a set period of time or the survey is being left open, it's entirely up to you. You can control the length of the survey and all of the information that you're going to collect from people. Just a couple of examples of where the survey tool has been used, obviously to gain feedback from people off the back of service provisions or a product being supplied. We've recently had a number of educational authorities using it on a sort of booking process. So if people are going to attend an event, drop a survey out to them, acquiring the relevant information that will make their visit not only more relevant, but also your job a little bit easier once you finally get into that point with the customer. So back to our survey now. Just going to give you a little more detail on the building side. So you can see, versus when we started to create a new survey, in the survey that we've pushed out to you, we've now got the pages across the top that we can see, enabling us to see exactly what information we're capturing on each page. You can also see we've started to build in images, logos and text. That more or less covers off our survey tool. Over on textlocal.com on the website, there's a lot of useful guides, but there are a more specific sort of guide into the surveying tool, giving a bit more information on some of the data fields on offer and how they can benefit your business. So feel free to refer back to the video guides on the website. I believe that today's webinar will be recorded as well, so if you need to recap any of the information, it'll be launched at textlocal.com over the coming days. If you do need to get in touch with us here at the office, you can reach us on 01244 752299. That's 01244 752299. Or you can email us at sales@textlocal.com. Or alternatively, you can text call me to 60777 and one of our team will give you a quick call back to discuss your surveying or SMS requirements. We're currently obviously pushing out our survey tool, really proud of the development we've made with this piece of functionality. We're happy to give the survey tool free for a further 3 months. So any of the webinar attendees from today, feel free to give us a call at the office or drop us a quick note over. Happy to get the survey tool supplied onto your account free for 3 months. And again, happy to talk you through in a little more depth, putting your first survey together and making sure you're getting the results that you need from it. So thank you all for your time today. Hope you've enjoyed the webinar covering off our surveys and mobile data capture forms tool. Any questions, we'd love to speak with you here at the office. Thank you very much.